All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out the Rich CELENZA show. So, what I'm going to call this podcast is Do You Wish You Were More Intelligent? And the reason I bring this up is because I have this thing in my head a lot of times that I say. It's kind of my own slogan, which I don't know if it's good or bad. It's probably bad. But I've been saying throughout my life a lot of times, I'm intelligent enough to realize how stupid I really am. Now, I know that's kind of a dig on myself, but I've always felt like I could be more intelligent than I am, but something a lot of times just blocks me. I don't know if it's my memorization skills. I don't know if it's my comprehension skills. I've described before on my podcast that I've had a lot of problems learning in the past, and a lot of people thought I was a quitter, or that I didn't want to learn, or that I just had no interest. And the truth was, if I was interested in something, I can usually learn it decent, not great. But I realized as I got older, even things that I really, really, really wanted to learn about, I had the same complications, actually, that if I didn't want to learn it. It was something blocking me, and I really realized this over the years trying to learn Italian, and I've been doing it for so long. And every time I kind of study it, or a different type, or a different way, I should say, everyone's like, no, you should do it this way, or you should do it that way, or, you should read, or you should watch videos, or you should get a tutor, or you should do all these things. I've done a lot of different things, and for some reason, at this point, I should be way more advanced than I am. And it kind of struck me, especially recently, thinking I definitely have issues learning certain things. There's something there blocking me. I don't know what it is. I have to take a lot of notes. But that doesn't mean by any means I don't get things accomplished. I can assure you, if I want to get something done, I'm going to get it done. Regardless if I can personally do it or not, I'll find somebody to get it done with me. I, though, have been having some problems with marketing or using different type of people when it comes to marketing my stuff online, because a lot of times it just doesn't work out. I don't know if I'm communicating to them correctly or incorrectly, and the reason I bring that up is a lot of times it ends up back on me learning about a lot of technology that I'm not that good at, but I did realize over the years that I can learn a lot and do a lot, I guess you could say. And I think a lot of people out there go through this. And I want you to know you're not alone. I'm just telling you, I think there's a lot of people out there that are extremely intelligent, but may not be really good at learning things they want to learn. I see I have friends that are really talented in so many things, but a lot of times they're not talented in the one thing they want to be or do or accomplish. It's quite interesting. They may be great at fixing cars, but they want to be a businessman. But when it comes to doing business, they're very unsuccessful, no matter how many times they try. But if they go to, again, fix a car or try to do something else, they can excel on it, they can comprehend it. And I think we all kind of find ourselves in those positions where, not everything comes to us. Now, there are guys out there, and women, I should say, people in general that just can, they're great students. They can comprehend everything they're reading, comprehend everything that someone is telling them. I have an issue with kind of both of those to a certain degree, even if it's things that I really liked. And I always kind of said, I always was a fast learner with things that I loved, right? But I realized that was more physical, more athletic. It definitely wasn't any type of book smarts whatsoever. I used to hang out more or less with my buddy who has a PhD, and his gift was, anytime he went to class, he can basically, learn everything from a professor, someone talking to him or watching videos. He comprehended everything. When he read, I'm sure he comprehended it as well, but it was really when people spoke to him or when he watched things or listened to things, it just came to him. And that's just something, the reason I bring that up is I think too, I'm going to wrap it up with this, I'm going to try to keep these podcasts a little shorter, is, maybe there is a way for us to learn. We just haven't figured out the way to do that to a certain degree, because maybe we always kind of judge it on reading, maybe watching or listening to others. Maybe there's a way we can do something with our own brain that can help us comprehend things differently. You've even heard of actors and stuff that have been dyslexic or have issues, but they still can memorize their lines. They figured out a way on how to do that. But I think that's what's something I have to think about. Maybe you have to think about as well if you're having a problem comprehending certain things. And I think for the most part, no matter who you are in your life, you're not always great at everything. And you will have problems at one time or another in your life comprehending certain things. It can even be comprehending others or different people's behavior. It's not just about learning how to do things or reading again or writing or any of these things. Just in life, I think sometimes we fall into these situations where we don't understand what the hell's kind of going on. We don't want to say we don't understand it because we may be embarrassed, but we don't know everything. I talk about it a lot on my podcast. I can assure you, if I lined up everyone, not everyone is amazing at everything that is going on. You know, you may see people that you're like, my God, at work, everything they do, it just flows for them. It just gravitates towards them. They gravitate towards that. But again, behind closed doors, I can assure you there's things that they may be getting frustrated with as well. So, you know, that's that. I just want people to understand that I think a lot of people go through this. And I think, too, we get a stigma, too, especially if we're not a good student, that we're kind of stupid, or that we're going to have, if you're not white collar, you know, if you're blue collar, you're this, or if you know, all these different types of things, which I think are absolutely ridiculous. But I did grow up in that environment to a certain degree. But I had the, I guess, confidence to say, F you, I'm going to fucking be who I want to be and do what I want to do. Did it always pan out? Absolutely not. Again, ups and downs. But I did have the knowledge again to know my strengths and weaknesses and what I can and can't do. And do not be afraid when you are not comprehending something to tell someone. Now, you may be in a position where you could lose your job if you say that or show weakness, but I'm telling you, most of the times, if you're going to lie your way through life and pretend like you know a lot more than you do, it's going to eventually blow up in your face. You might as well get the knowledge or try to learn at the best, or learn the most that you can at that, or I guess in that situation. Just don't hurt yourself is what I should say, because I do think a lot of people hurt themselves in, you know, in situations. But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up there. If you want to know more about who I am, richcelenza.com. You got any questions or comments, hit me up. You can ask me anything. I'm not afraid to answer any question, to be honest with you. I don't get into religion or politics, even though I sometimes may bring it up in the podcast. But if you're having problems learning, and I just got hit up from somebody, actually a family member, saying, I suck at all this. He was doing it, and I was laughing. I'm like, don't worry. A lot of us suck at a lot of things. You're not alone. So take care.